Quite a great catalog of American tales have been told unto me, and one of the pivotal moments of my life was very early in 1981, the summertime, when I joined Black Flag, and I joined as basically well, they already had a singer, and so the singer, Des, he wanted to finish the tour. They said, you'll sing the encores, you'll roadie, and you'll sing at sound check, basically training. I said, okay. And one of the first gigs we did after I joined them in Detroit was we came here to Minneapolis. And we parked our little van on the side of the venue down the street, and we were going to play the Little Room. And I just, whenever I walk by that little bit of wall next to the door of the small room, I always go, that's where I sat, my bony 20-year-old ass sat on the sidewalk for hours, and I realized, wow, there's going to be a lot of time in the afternoons of this job to space out and do nothing, and it's going to be really hard being broke with nothing to do. Here comes my 20s. And whenever I walk by there, I'm like, man, I've been at this a long time. And the more I meet more Americans, the more I like America. And the more American stories I hear, the more I'm quite convinced that we are going to be okay, no matter who becomes elected. And there's a chance, and hopefully there's different people voting for different people here, and there's a good chance that you're not going to get the person that you want. And if that happens, you have to realize that it's not time for you to sink into a sea of misery and regret and carbohydrate-rich foods. You have to, as your duty as an American in this new century, is you have to get up off your ass and help your neighbors. And you have to do stuff. This is a bipartisan issue. You just have to get up and help people, even if they say, like, you're a communist. Like, shut up, I'm trying to feed you, dummy. And you know, these people who they want an AR-15, but they can't program a VCR to have the right time. These people need to be fed and pulled out of the ditch, too. And so the more of these people I meet, the more Americans I meet, the more I know for a fact that all is not lost. We're a very good country, and I meet so many people who tell me so many great stories of generosity and what they've done and what they've been through. It makes me love this country more and more. And it's not just love it or leave it kind of thing, but like if you love it, then let's save it before we lose it. And because it is our, democracy of this country is ours to lose. And who wants to lose it? We got it so good. We got it so good. Let's not lose it. And so right a few days after I was here last year, I had a day off, which is weird. I don't like them. That other one in Minot. Minot was not the problem with the day off. What? Minot? Really? Oh, why not Minot? That's right, the sign. I'm so sorry. I want to get wow, stick up for it. I was a relative pilgrim going there. It was my first time. I wanted to see if I could enervate the locals by calling it Minot. And like, how many people reside in Minot? What? Anyway, I had a day off in Chicago, kind of like the day off in Minot. Cool? Good. I want to get it right. I want to get it right. I'm not going to diss anybody. Anyway, so I had a day off in Chicago, which is bad and good. Day off, bad. Chicago, good. And so day off in Chicago, not a bad thing. There's a record stores to go see. There's good food to be had. One can do one's laundry. And so road manager Ward and I, we were hopping and popping all over town, going into record stores looking for records. We go to one record store, and the guy behind the counter says, what are you doing here in town? And I said, I got a day off today. I got a show tomorrow. I said, oh, what are you doing tonight? I said, what are you asking me out? And I said, I don't know, probably going to watch about 90 seconds of cable news, become incredibly enervated, and then dick around on the internet all night. Huh, did you know that Van Halen's playing tonight? And I said, the Van Halen? He said, indeed. One of the great reunion tours of this new century, probably only rivaled by the brief reformation of the Police a couple of summers ago. A lot of people thought that, see? And so a lot of people were very interested in the Van Halen reunion, that they missed the 80s, back when they had, things like Money and Hope. And for a couple of $100, you can live in the 80s for 2.5 hours with Diamond Dave. 3/4 of the old crew are back. Michael Anthony's out of the band, replaced by Wolfgang Van Halen, son of Eddie. And apparently the tour's going gangbusters, 8,000 tickets sold a second. And wow, a pretty wild thing to happen on a night off. And so he said, Van Halen's playing walking in town tonight, and I look at Road Manager Ward, and I said, Road Manager Ward, how do you feel about the Van Halen? I did not ask, do you like Van Halen? Because that's kind of confrontational. And some people take that question to be like kind of fighting words. What, do I look like I like Van Halen? Do I like Van Halen, asshole? You see a baseball cap backwards on my head? No. Did you see a fucking rifle rack on my Prius? No. Did you notice I read a book this morning not written by Stephen King or Danielle Steele? Right. No, I like real music, Henry. Like King Crimson. Hello. I know. And so you have to be careful how you posit that question. And so I said, how do you feel about the Van Halen? Because whenever you ask a man about his feelings, it throws him off a little. And Ward's a big guy, fast too, so I need to be able to get around and get out. And so he said, you know, whoa, feelings, whoa. And he said, oh, the Van Halen? Oh, they're great. I said, so you like the Van Halen? He went, yeah. I said, oh, so do I. Let's go to the show. And the guy behind the counter says, you can't go. I said, what, I've been bad? He said, no, it's sold out. I said, oh, and that's going to stop me? He said, yes. I said, well, it might stop you, but maybe I can find a way to magically shake the proverbial truck and have 2 tickets fall off the back. And both men looked at me and said, you have a plan? And I said, yes, I do. They said, explain. I said, in order for me to explain, I have to take you back in time to a place called the 1970s.